Welcome to ForeverFit.tv, your online source for fitness, nutrition, and lifestyle.
To episode number 6. We're going to be talking about exercise, and this is a health and fitness podcast basically dedicated to bringing you free information about how you can create a body that you love and get your body in the best shape of your life. I'm Nicola Riley, and joining me right over there is Marie McCarthy. How you doing?
Doing great, thank you. How about you?
I'm pretty good. Nice wee Sunday today.
It is. The emphasis being on the sun.
Yeah, exactly. It's been pretty wet and miserable, actually. It's nice to see some blue sky out the window.
Yeah.
Sunday. So, I mean, we're about to talk about exercise, and it's a Sunday, and I've just put a nice slow cooker meat in my slow cooker. And for me, like, Sundays are totally about slowing down and relaxing and rejuvenating the body, refreshing it, and just really enjoying life. So, I mean, is that how you sort of treat a Sunday?
Absolutely. I think I put a post up on a social media for my work today, which was pretty much Sunday. Re-energize, rejuvenate, revitalise, reassess, and so it's definitely a great day, I think, to do all those things.
Yeah, and it's a perfect day, like, to spend with your family or your friends, or just, you know, we run our weeks just from schedule to schedule and trying to do everything on to-do list, and that does eventually start to take its toll if you keep doing that each and every day. So, I mean, even if you have to plan your Sunday so that it is planned that you do nothing, then do it. I mean, but this sort of day doesn't have to be on a Sunday either, but it's making sure that you have a day in your week where you stop.
Yeah.
You rest, you relax. For me, it's important because I know that I have a tendency just to burn out really fast. Like, I just, I get on my bandwagon and I try and get everything achieved and get deadlines for myself. And if I do that, if I don't have my day of stopping, I'm pretty soon I just start to burn out, and I can just feel something coming up on my shoulder, like a flu or a virus. I can just feel it sitting like on my shoulders almost. It's almost just like, watch out, I'll catch you.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've been lucky enough sort of this weekend that we've managed to sort of have 2 days, which my husband's a school teacher, and so Monday to Friday is pretty much dictated by a bell. It's a bit like Pavlov and his dogs. Thankfully he doesn't salivate every time the bell rings at school, but it's it's really nice in the weekends when we can just not have to worry about what time you have to be at certain places, and lots of people are like that in their job, having to be here, there and everywhere at dictated time. So yes, definitely having a bit of at least one day where you can just be and take what comes and go where the mood moves you.
Yeah, totally. And it's about making sure that you're not, you may have had a day, a week, like the last 6 days, where you have literally sat at a desk, but it's been stressful. So we're not saying take these Sundays to sit down and do nothing. We're meaning take these days as a day that, it revitalizes you, refreshes you. So if your week is, if you are somebody who trains a lot, and you're getting lots and lots of training in, and you're constantly stressing your body, and you've got a stressful job, then it's really important that you do take a day of rest and watch a movie or, read a book and just enjoy some sunshine. But if you are the opposite, when you've got a desk job or you're not getting any movement, then Sunday's a day, then absolutely you should be getting some, get some yoga into your week, get stretching, get rebalancing, and just get your body revitalized so that you can, feel really good.
Absolutely. And I think, the key, especially depending on what your job is, like if you're around people all the time, then maybe it is taking some time just to be by yourself or with your family. If you're isolated in your job, then it might be that you need that, some social interaction to help rejuvenate and recharge and get you set up for the next week as well. So it is really individual, as you've said.
Yeah, and I mean, like I keep saying a Sunday because it's just easier, and it's just something you and I we both thought it's like Sundays are that kind of day. But it's basically, you're having an active recovery day, a day that is for you to recharge, like we said, renovate your body, rejuvenate it, and just do whatever you need to do to relax. If it means that you sleep in and you stay in bed because that's what your body needs, then listen to your body, because it's pretty smart and that's what you probably should be doing. But you'd only be doing that if you'd been having a mad week and then switching it up. But then, like I said, if you're not doing too much, then make sure you're getting outdoors, because I mean, outdoors is something that's so powerful. We're so deficient in vitamin D as a population that use your Sunday to soak it up, even if it's winter. Go put a raincoat on and get outside. You can still get a little bit of, fresh air. You may not be getting as much vitamin D on a wet day, but the fresh air has got something to be said in how you'll feel and what it will do for your body. So it's just, using your day and just really knowing what your body needs to rejuvenate.
Definitely. So, and I guess that's what the power and the beauty of exercise, really.
Yeah, totally. Exercise is something that you and I as personal trainers, we know that it's something that we need to do. And there's, if you go to talk to somebody and you straight away you tell them you're a personal trainer and they go, oh, I really should do a bit more exercise. It's almost like the first thing that they say, where it's like, yeah, I've thought about doing a bit of exercise. It's something that I should do. Or, I mean, the one thing that I want to get out to people is that exercise is not something that you should be doing. It is something that you need to be doing. It is something that your body needs. If you do not move your body will stop moving. It's pretty much that simple. Like, you need to be moving your body, and you don't need to freak out and think that exercise has to be in a gym and it has to be in front of mirrors and it has to be real high intensity and sweaty and just something that freaks you out. It's just moving your body.
Yeah, absolutely. And go back to your very beginnings, your first hours, days, weeks of your life. Your actual natural instinct is to want to move, and some stages along the way that gets forgotten. So it's really returning back to that primal instinct of just getting up, getting out, get moving in some way, shape or form.
Yeah, no, totally. And it's ways of creating movement. It just makes me think, like, I grew up in a really small town, and it was a small school, and as a kid, in lunchtime we'd be playing hopscotch and elastics and I think that's pretty much all we did. We played elastics and hopscotch. Oh no, Foursquare was a really wicked one. Yeah. Where you'd have all the kids would be standing around this Foursquare court, and you'd just be playing Foursquare, and it would be, seventh formers versus first formers, and you just have all these cool games. But there is nothing like that now. Like, just playing, that whole active life. It's just, I bet kids today probably haven't even heard of elastics or.
Yeah.
Learning to jump. That's where your body, you get the confidence to jump. We're just losing that kind of ability to do it because we're not doing it. We're spending so much time sitting at a desk and being afraid to move. And and thinking that exercise is something that involves this, specific exercise involves structure and everything, but we think we need to put it into a box and that it needs to look like this, whereas exercise is just get moving.
Yeah. Yeah. And it is, I mean, there's so many things that have unfortunately crept into lives, and with regards to children and less movement in their day, right from a young age. Again, I sort of same as you, grew up in a small place, and we bike to school. I didn't walk to school because it was still quite a long way. And I just remember from the minute you sort of got to school, you were leaping around the adventure playground and up on bars that were 16 foot off the ground and swinging around on things and unfortunately health and safety and different things like that have taken some of those playground and primal movements away. So it's just looking how we can, as at any age in our lives, just start to get some of those things, take them back.
Yeah, totally. Like it. Yeah, I mean, makes us sound old, doesn't it? That we're saying, back in our day. I'm just sort of thinking, oh gosh, but it's so true. We learnt to move, and we learnt to jump over things, and we learnt just skills that aren't around today. And I guess it comes back to that whole taking ownership of your life and your family's life, and schools. I mean, the health and safety things are there, the schools are there, and they've got to stick to their rules, and they've got to stick to the curriculum, and they've got to stick to what they do. So it comes back to you. It comes back to you taking charge of like your health. It's not the workplace's fault. It's not your job's fault. It's not the school's fault. It's like get in charge of bringing movement into your life, and if it means that your kids have gone to school and they're still at school, or you've gone to work and you're sitting at work, then come home and get that movement in, or go outside at lunchtime and swing in a playground.
Yeah.
it's getting back to don't blame other people is what I'm trying to say. Don't blame your situation. Just get moving.
Yeah, looking for solutions, looking for ways, and taking hold of them with both hands, and just getting amongst it. But lunchtime, perfect. I guess there's still lots of people that probably sit at their desk at lunchtime, so they've still got their computer, they're eating in front of their computer, which is a whole mindful eating's gone out the window because they're just throwing things in and still trying to work, whereas if they actually went for a walk outside, sat down with their lunch, got in some fresh air, and then walked 10 minutes back to work or something, just have a location that you actually go to get yourself away and get yourself moving, and also have that mindful eating, then we've just killed a couple of birds with one stone there as well. Just throwing in other topics willy-nilly.
Yeah, I just wrote a wee note. It was just like, we should go into mindful eating this episode, shouldn't we? It is, but I mean, like you've mentioned the word primal movements, and you've mentioned the word like that's a pull check thing, and it's not just that. It's that's where like you and I have learnt that, I guess, and but it's not just that. It's basically moving your body the way that it's designed to move. And your body's one of the most simplest things your body's designed to do is to walk. So, don't think we're saying go swing in a jungle gym at lunchtime. It's just get outside and walk. And then, then there's other things your body's designed to do. It's designed to squat. It's designed to lunge. It's designed to twist, push, pull, and bend. And the problem with our lives is we're constantly sitting at a desk, so we're constantly bent. We're sitting there, and so we're constantly using that bending motion, and then on the weekend we might go pick up a box off a top shelf, or we might decide we want to have our hand at touch on the weekend, and we suddenly twist our body, and yet we haven't twisted our body in 6 months.
Yeah.
And it's basically knowing that your body is able to move in those different primal patterns and making sure you include them into your week and include them into your life. And the simplest one is that walk, get walking.
Yeah. And if you've got, it doesn't really get hammered home with me with our daughter, is like, if you've got children, just watch them and then mimic everything they do, because they're constantly bending, squatting, pushing, crawling, rolling, twisting, climbing up things, over things, under things, round things. And if you mimic even a small proportion of what they do in their little days, even part of their day, then it's going to bring you back to really using your body how it was designed, how you were born to move.
Totally. And I mean, one of the simplest things that's been lost is the squat. That the deep squat where you've got your bum right down. It's like a Hindu squat, and you could sit there for a day. You could sit there and I mean that is something that is the most simplest thing that our body has been set up for us to be able to do, but we are afraid to do it, or we can't do it. And one of the biggest things I find is that people are afraid to do it. They're caught up in that whole just protecting their knees and things. And yes, you have to be safe and you have to look after your body, but also know that your body is designed to get down there. So your goal is over time to be able to do that, and just to be able to, I'm not subscribing that you should be going and doing that without, making sure your knees and everything are okay, but just know your body.
Yeah.
If it's not hurting you, get your butt down.
Yeah. And just really using each joint and each limb how it was designed to function, using your full range of movement. And if that it's not what it used to be, then it's just slowly working towards trying to, again, get that back, claim it back.
Yeah. Some of the things with, say, it's quite often that even like a squat, we're told to only go to 90 degrees and keep your butt high. And I mean, that's a safety thing. Like if you're in a big group situation, like group fitness classes, that kind of thing, it's like get your butt to your 90 degrees, and that's just a broad spectrum safety thing. But it's really important for you to know that your butt's designed to get down.
Yeah.
And so if in a class you're going to do that with your butt 90 degrees, then that's right. But train outside that and get your butt low, so that you're really, because if you don't get your butt down, you're not toning your glutes, you're not toning the muscles that you need to be doing. So something as simple as a squat is getting lost.
Yeah, definitely.
And the whole thing of bending down to pick something up off the ground, do it in a squat way and get your butt down and then stand back up again. Don't be afraid to do that. It's the whole thing of, all the health and safety standards that are out there. We're getting freaked out about how we move our own body, and it's, what's safe for me to move, but just start to understand your body and listen to it, I reckon.
Absolutely. And I think of lots of, again, people that I've worked with that have had to have handrails put in their toilet because they can't get back off, the toilet, for example, due to certain things. But really what we want to try and do is actually get that movement back, whereas once the handrail's there, it becomes just something to take some of that further away. Or women that I've trained who can't blow dry their own hair anymore because they've lost the range of motion in their upper body. So
there's a fine line, isn't there, between we're not trying to take the role of a physio, or take a role of like the getting really good quality advice for the personal trainer, getting that strength back. But that's what we're sort of trying to say, is that you need to move your body. And if you can't squat and if you can't lift, blow dry your hair, then go find a professional, somebody who's really good, and get help so that you can get that movement back. Like, if you can't get there, and then that's when you do need to get in touch with somebody to really help you get it, because it's really important that you move your body the way it's designed to move. But we're sort of just getting that little gap where people are completely capable of moving. There's nothing wrong with their body, but they're afraid to move it. So that's the person we're targeting. We're not sort of trying to say that, you've got an injury, move your body. We want to just say that if you've got an injury and you can't move your body, then make sure you're getting proper advice so that you are getting that movement back. But if you've got no injuries and you're sitting at a desk all day and you are doing nothing to help move your body, then start moving it.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is, as we've said, just as simple as walking a little bit more or a little bit further than you currently are. Like, I love all those little things and about different office strategies, particularly like walking to the water cooler every hour, and walking, instead of emailing the person that's 2 offices away, actually get up and maybe go and have a conversation with them, just to get yourself moving. I know in some instances it's not possible. You have to email, so there's a track of certain processes, but that's just a couple of ideas. Obviously, the parking a little bit further away from anything than you usually would. So instead of stalking the car park until that car park comes up that's closest to the door, then just embrace the car park that's a little bit further away, and then that's another simple way. Never standing on an escalator.
Oh yeah.
Always, I go left side for standing, right side for walking. So if you're just going to stand on an escalator, you need to stand on the left hand side. But just as you hop on the escalator, just keep walking up. It's giving you a wee bit of a boost, gives you a bit of a handy along. Try not to use the elevator.
Yeah.
You should be stairs somewhere, because they're not allowed to just have an elevator. So you
that's the simple thing, with like people is that whole exercise. Don't put it in a box.
No.
Just use the stairs and bring exercise into your life.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're really simple little strategies that cumulatively they will make a big difference to how you feel and how your body responds. And you're not adding huge stresses. You haven't necessarily added a financial stress in terms of anything. Maybe you've actually taken away because you used the YY Express instead of the car. So it could be petrol costs that you actually save on. So yeah, that's a couple of ideas that might just resonate with you and go, hey, I can actually do that.
I know for quite a few people who will set timers. So like, say if you sit at a desk and you're constantly sitting at a like a normal swivelly chair, then set a timer, and every 45 minutes change the way you're sitting. Change it so that if you can cross your legs on a chair, change it so that for 15 minutes you change the way you're sitting with your legs crossed, and then change it so bring your knees up to your chest, or even if you've got a laptop, put the computer on the ground and do a squat while you're sending some emails and answering people. Or one of the best things you can do is a standing desk or a mantelpiece. Put your computer up on a mantelpiece and have your computer up there for an hour a day, and just set a timer so that say every hour you're changing the way that you're sitting at your computer, and then before you know it, you've got more movement into your day.
Yeah. I always like those, you see design pictures every now and again with the desk with the bicycle.
Oh yeah. Brilliant. It's also something like, yeah, something along those lines was, I heard a lady who was like they watching their favourite TV program, and so that every time they watch that TV program, they're only allowed to watch it when they're on a bike or a treadmill. And so they've got this couple have got this treadmill at home, so they're like, oh, really want to find out what happens on that next episode. And so they like hop on the treadmill and away you go, you've got more movement. So you're watching TV, but you're only allowed to watch the TV if you're getting that movement. And that's quite a cool strategy and something quite fun for you to do with, if you know, as a couple or, you know.
Yeah, which I think brings us to a really valid point, as it is about finding activities and that you enjoy as well. Because if you enjoy it, then you're actually going to embrace it and try and do it and keep it as part of your life, so it does become part of your forever fit, not just my fit for the next week before I realise that I actually don't like that activity.
Yeah.
So, and it might take you, you have to try a few different things, and you have to work out times, and you have to figure out what fits into your life to help, get you moving. Okay, as we see, it's not about I should work out. It's you just need to be moving. So find the things that you enjoy that are going to help to ensure that you're moving.
Yeah, and to me, like I always used to say to my clients, that your workout should be something that you take on board, like brushing your teeth. Brushing your teeth just becomes routine, and it happens before you go to bed. It happens in the morning. It's just something that you do. It's like hopping in the car. It's something that you do. You have to hop in your car to drive to work. It just happens in your day, and you've got no choice about it. It's just something that has got to be done. So it's the way that exercise, you should be looking at exercise, not as something that is a should or maybe or I thought about that yesterday.
Yeah.
What was that?
I have to do it. It's like you want to do it because you enjoy doing it. You know how great it makes you feel, and what we're saying is just find those things that do help create those sensations and create those habits. Like I guarantee, if you start walking on the escalator, then it won't take very long before you hop on the escalator and there's two people in your way and you can't walk, and you're like, this doesn't feel right. There's something wrong here. And so that's like if you forget to brush your teeth.
Yeah.
You know that there's something wrong there. It doesn't quite feel quite right. So it slowly but surely will just creep in, and then all of a sudden you'll just be like, hang on, someone's just robbed my opportunity to walk up the escalator, and you'll feel like it's missing. So it's all of those little things hopefully get to that point where it just does become a little bit automated.
Yeah, and again, it's making sure that you're just fitting it into your life, and again, like I said, finding what works for you so that it becomes easy. And if a typical scenario, like I've mentioned this before, is that you get up, you sit at your table, you have breakfast, you hop in a car, or you hop on the bus, you get dropped off outside your work, you sit at your work desk, and you come home and you sit at the couch, and then you go to bed. Like, there is, I don't know what the percentage would be, but that to me sounds like a pretty familiar scenario. And so it's like, righto, how can I start to bring some movement in there? And what happens to my energy and the way that I feel when I do bring that movement in? If you were to start your day off by getting up, going outside for a 10-minute walk, that's all it needs to be, just to start movement, and I guarantee you're going to be feeling like stimulated, you'll be feeling like refreshed, and you'll be feeling proud for the rest of your day that you have started your day in a way that your body needs and the way that your body craves. and that whole day is just going to feel so much better. And then if you keep doing just that little 10-minute block, the morning you don't do that, you'll be like, something's missing right here.
Yeah.
I'm not feeling too flat. I feel a bit sleepy today. I'm feeling a bit grumpy. And it's like, you then know that, what's just happened is that you've felt that feeling of feeling amazing by starting your day right and setting it up right, and you've got your energy going. And then as soon as you miss that thing out, you notice that feeling that you were feeling before you started exercise. So what I'm trying to say is that exercise is something that brings energy, and it's something that renovates you. It's something that revitalizes you, and it's something that like your body needs so that it has energy. And sometimes it takes mental energy to get the body going, but you've got to know that that is what gives your body energy, and then what gets your mind energized as well.
Kind of that philosophy of paying it forward. You have to initially invest that little bit to get it all back again.
Yeah, and sometimes it's really hard. Like you might be sitting there and thinking, oh, I'm just don't want to be exercising right now, and the thought of exercising is just way too hard, and your body's tired and your mind's just stressed, and I just don't want to fit it. The thing that if I ever feel that feeling, what I grab a hold of is the feeling on the other side of the exercise.
Yeah,
it's not the exercise in general. The exercise is something that just has to happen today. It's set in, and I just don't think about that, and I'll get up, I'll put the gym gear on, and I'll go put the music on, get the exercise done. And what got me through that workout was knowing that after it was only a 10-15 minute workout, and on the other side of that workout is how amazing I feel, and how it's proud. It's you feel proud that you've just nailed a workout, and you feel proud that you feel awesome, and you feel proud that you've just done it, and that it's done good things for your body. Like that's something that I do to make sure that it's looking for that feeling on the other side, and not thinking about the actual exercise, because sometimes that's just in the too hard basket. It's just going, right, I want to feel awesome, and right now I don't. I feel sluggish, I feel tired, I feel like I just don't want to do too much. So it's like, right, I need to get to the other side, so let's go.
Yeah, and it might even, like, especially if you have you're having a busy day, or you've got a busy day, or you're in the midst of a busy day, and whether that's being at home and looking after children, which is hugely demanding, whether it's in an office, which is hugely demanding, it might be something that's actually doing the vacuuming as well, like just and having that kind of, to me it's like a mindful meditation, but you're just thinking about the vacuum cleaner and nothing else. Let it all just go away, and that might be what you need just to do. That's movement as well. So there are so many opportunities for you to fit it into your life without it being having to be, I've got to go to the gym for an hour, I've got to do this. We just want you to start with
movement. Yeah.
We're gonna get into all that other stuff, but
yeah, this episode is just basically saying, just don't be afraid of movement, and just starting to take control of your life and know what your body can do. And at the moment, if you can't do those 7 things that I said, your squat, your lunge, twist, push, pull, bend, and walk, if you're not including them into your week, then start including them into your week. And if you can't do them and you're injured, or you've lost mobility in your body in some place, then get some help so that you can get that movement back, because it's really, really important that you move your body the way that it's designed to move, and that you keep it moving, because if you don't, you stop moving. It's pretty much that simple. Like, your body is that smart, and you can get your movement back at any age, and you can get things right, and you can get it active, and it's that whole thing. You can make your body fitter and healthier and happier at any age, and you can make your body fatter and unhealthier at any age as well. So and movement is part of that whole journey.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think just going back to your workout thing, I love that there's a little saying thing that was, "I really regret that workout," said no one ever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's so true. Like it's that it's an achievement thing on the other side of a workout. Like, and even if it is only a 10-minute workout, or if it's a case of the vacuuming, like you said, there's an achievement, and it's that whole buzz of it's that whole filling your glass and making sure your glass is full all the time. If you're sitting there and everything's weighing on your shoulders and you're sad and depressed and you don't want to exercise, your glass is being emptied, continually just being sucked dry. But all these little things like putting movement into your day, feeling proud of that, being happy, getting good food into your body are all things that top your glass up. Yeah. And that's what makes you happy, and that's what gives you vibrancy, and that's what makes you the person that people want to be around. And that's what we're trying to create, is that whole wellness in you, so that you're the best person that you can be. And it's movement is something that you have to do.
Yeah, and I would even suggest, like, for some people, that writing down the movement that you do, I know lots of people wear pedometers because it gives them an idea of where they're at, because it does give them some feedback. But it is a good idea initially, if you know at the moment that you're not including much, then just write down the little bits that you do manage to fit in, because then you can reflect on them and go, hey, this week I actually did pretty awesome, and rewarding yourself, and not so rewarding yourself for, not rewarding yourself by eating something or rewarding yourself in that way, but rewarding yourself and just going, hey, actually this week I made a real difference, and I'm going to do that again next week. So just having that awareness of when you have allowed yourself and really got out there and moved as well. Because I know for some people, when you introduce it, you really focusing on the positives and the little achievements that you did manage to get in, and then just starting to keep those increasing, because that's going to make you feel good too.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I for example, I write down what I've done that day, because I like to make sure that I've achieved all the things I need in there. So I always make sure that I've got my resistance training in there, the certain amount that I want, and my high intensity training. But then I make sure that I've got days of low intensity, and then I make sure I've got an active recovery day. And I record them down, because I get lost in thinking, I want to be better. So it's kind of like, okay, I've got to do that hardcore or hard, it's that whole finding that balance act, and the only way to do that is by recording it down and making sure that your week looks good. Yeah. And so you're not burning yourself out and thinking, because if you're constantly running full blower and you're just trying to achieve this goal that's over there, you're going to burn out and you're going to get stressed. And it's the only way to know that you're on path is to make sure that you're recording it down and just taking accountability that you are getting the right sort of training into your week. We'll go into that, but because
with traditional training, we do tend to write it down, and so I think when you're starting out a journey, you're slowly changing things. It's important to acknowledge all of the little things that you do in terms of moving your body outside of that traditional realm. So, hey, I did park 5 minutes further away from work, or I went into work and I said, actually, can I have the car park in the far end of the, so your allocated car park all of a sudden it's just got moved a little bit further. I'm just thinking of different strategies that you can maybe put in place that then help you to achieve the end goal, which is just get that body going.
Yeah. And the other thing I wanted to touch base in this episode is just talking about the low intensity movement and how important it is to make sure that you are including just more low intensity movement. We, especially female and males as well, we get caught into that trap that we have to go train, 5-6 days a week, and we go run 10K every day, and we just do that same route, and we just keep running that same track, and we just, we just get caught up in that, doing the same, and at the same intensity, and also caught up into the certain myths that are out there.
From not huffing and puffing and sweating profusely, then it hasn't been of any benefit to me.
Yeah, and it's basically, we want to say that we're teaching you how to train smarter and how to train more effective. And one of the best things to start with, like we'll go into this in later episodes, but where it all starts is increasing more low intensity movement into your week. And so that's basically making sure that you're not stressing your body, because when you get too stressed, it affects you, and it's going to affect your results through all your hormones and cortisol levels and all those sorts of things. But basically, we want to make sure that you are moving your body more, but keeping it at a low intensity, so you're not burning out. So, because if you've got a really stressful job and you're at a desk all day and you're constantly just on full go, your adrenals are just going, and then you go and train full noise and you don't take your days off, then your body is just going to get stuck. And we talked about that with the sleep in the last episode. It's just making sure that you're getting that balance right. And the best thing you can do sometimes is just to slow down and get more low intensity movement into your week.
Yeah. And so often when you do bring in that low intensity, lots of things that we've touched on so far about the thoughts and the thinking, you have time to bring that back and really look at that. Your breathing, you can take time to get the breathing sorted when you're doing the low intensity exercise. And then the full range of motion, it's easy to bring that in. If I particularly look at different forms of yoga, or even walking correctly, breathing correctly, and doing the little things around your house where you squat to bend down to pick up something or to pick up your children. You think about range of motion when you're putting things into your car or taking things out, and all those little things start to make a difference with the way your body moves.
Yeah, no, totally. And it's that, just basically what you wanted to say is, just don't think that you've got to go out and do that exercise in a box that's hardcore. Start simple and just start getting more low intensity. And low intensity movement, like basically what we're meaning is keep your heart rate at a heart rate that you can have a conversation. So it could be hiking, it could be walking, it could be dancing, it could be yoga. I'm just going to say horse riding because it's just me.
Yeah. I was gonna say swimming, but maybe only for some people, because some people wouldn't find.
Yeah, it's just that low intensity. It's just that it's about 50% heart rate, like at 50 under 65% of your max heart rate. So it's just keeping it at a conversational level so that you can talk. So it's a perfect time to, catch up with friends, go for a walk, all those sorts of things, that you're just basically making sure you're getting more of that sort of movement into your week instead of the movement that is the above 70%, which is it's more intense on your body. And if you are training constantly like that, then that's going to lead to other problems. So we're just basically starting off with the basics for this episode, making sure that you're getting just more movement, get your body more active, and just start increasing more low intensity movement into your week. So this conversational level, and this is about enjoying life, really. This one here, it's just about get outside and have fun and move like kids used to move. Go play hopscotch on a six.
Hula hoop, get a hula hoop. Honestly, I was just like, how do you even do this anymore? But
oh, totally. I have seen some. There's a wee craze happening in New Zealand with hula hoops.
Hula hoops, but it's so hard. Yeah. So there are lots of little fun things that you can do, and go embrace and throw a few things in there and see how it makes you feel, and keep on trucking.
Yeah, totally. Well, I think that's a good place to end the episode there, Muz.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for listening, listeners. If you have got absolutely any questions at all, please don't be afraid to get in touch with us. We honestly are here to help you get in the best shape of your life. And please subscribe to us on iTunes. Write us a review if you like it. You know, let us know. That'd be quite cool if we got some reviews. It would be. And just get in touch. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, and if you want to know more about Muz and myself, you can just go to foreverfit.tv and you can check out the hosts and you can find out what we can provide for you. And yeah, thanks so much for listening, and tune in for your next episode. Talk soon, Muz.
Bye now. Miss you already.
Miss you, boy.